When it comes to Cybermen stories of the 1970s, there's only one I can point to as the best. Unfortunately, that title goes to Revenge of the Cybermen, which I consider to be the worst of the Tom Baker years. And as much as I love Jon Pertwee, it's a shame he never got the chance to stand against the Cybermen himself. This leaves us with the 1980s, an era that gave us three standout Cybermen stories. While all three are solid in their own way, there's one I simply must focus on. Yes, I'm talking about Earthshock, the story that brought the Cybermen back with a bang, and some shattered glass from that metaphorical whiskey bottle. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today we're diving headfirst into Earthshock, the 1982 classic that redefined the Cybermen while simultaneously reminding us why their plans are the galactic equivalent of solving a Sudoku puzzle with a jackhammer. This story, written by Eric Soward, is remembered for its gritty tone, high stakes, and most famously, the death of Adric, a companion so divisive that fans practically celebrated his departure like it was New Year's Eve. So let's dig in. The story starts off strong, with the Doctor and his companions stumbling across a murder mystery in a cave system, complete with androids, a giant bomb, and accusations flying faster than the TARDIS. It's a gripping setup that introduces tension and action in equal measure. Then the focus shifts to a space freighter, and things escalate dramatically as the Cybermen emerge from their hidey holes, determined to blow up Earth in the most convoluted way possible. Seriously, their plans make Rube Goldberg machines look like IKEA furniture. Instead of just invading Earth and getting on with it, they plant a bomb, then switch gears to hijacking a freighter and turning it into a giant kamikaze missile. It's the kind of plan that leaves you wondering if the Cybermen have a side gig as Hollywood screenwriters. While the plot is full of twists and turns, the standout moment is undoubtedly the death of Adric. This is the first time since the Daleks' master plan that the show dared to kill off a companion, and it's handled with surprising weight. Adric's last stand is heroic, tragic, and genuinely impactful. Though let's be honest, many viewers were just relieved to see him go. His petulant attitude and constant bickering with the Doctor had worn thin by this point, and his departure gave the series a chance to move forward without his incessant whining dragging it down. That said, Earthshock is far from perfect. The Cybermen, while menacing, suffer from their usual problem of overcomplicating everything. Why go through the trouble of hijacking a freighter and locking its controls when you could just blow up the planet directly? It's like trying to carve a turkey with a chainsaw. Messy, inefficient, and completely unnecessary. And don't even get me started on their melodramatic speeches about emotions being their weakness. We get it, Cybermen. You're robots with a superiority complex. Move on. Still, the story has its moments. The action scenes are well directed, the tension is palpable, and the darker tone feels like a breath of fresh air compared to some of the more whimsical stories of the era. And let's not forget that iconic ending, with the freighter crashing into prehistoric Earth, wiping out the dinosaurs, and leaving the Doctor and his companions to mourn Adric's sacrifice. It's a bold, memorable conclusion that cements Earthshock as one of the most significant stories of the Fifth Doctor's era, despite its flaws. So, while Earthshock isn't perfect, it's still a classic that deserves its place in Doctor Who history. Just don't ask the Cybermen to come up with any more plans. They've clearly never heard of Occam's razor. And with that, I'll leave you with this. If you're a fan of convoluted villain schemes, petulant companions, and bittersweet endings, Earthshock has you covered. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.